Well, there's plenty to worry about in business, isn't there? Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan, and I'm the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We're coming to you from our High Performance Center here in Akasaka Minatoku, the very business center of Tokyo. And this is part of a series I've been doing on, well, how to do business in Japan. And today I want to talk about worry in business. So there are many things we can worry about in business, and things like cash flow, we've got enough to pay the bills, you get the money into the end of the month, and then you've got immediate expenses you've got to pay straight away, you've got salaries you've got to pay. There's lots and lots of expenses that you need cash for. And the critical rule in business, you run out of cash, bye-bye, you're gone. So we've always got to preserve cash. So we're always worrying about the cash flow to make sure that's being tracked correctly, and we're very much aware of the reality of the cash flow, because if your tracking system isn't good and you think you've got more cash than you have, boy, that's going to be a big problem. But there are other things to worry about as well. Of course, have we got a good balance between our clients, our account clients, we would say the sort of clients that are farming, regular business, turns over, doesn't expand but keeps going pretty nicely, and then finding new clients or getting existing clients to increase their spend with us. So you're always looking at, okay, make sure these existing clients are fine, make sure we're getting new clients, continuously refreshing, all that sort of thing in the sort of revenue production side of things. Then you've got to worry about expenses, your fixed line, got to try and keep that really conservative and make the variable cost, the one that's going to bounce around a little bit, but try and keep the fixed cost low as much as you can, which in Japan is not that easy, I've got to tell you. So you're balancing out revenue and expenditures, and you're looking at what's the profitability going to be, because you're going to need cash for the next year to keep going. All of these things are the realities. There are things to that. And this is around the people. Are we able to take care of the people we've got working for us? Because at the moment in Japan, hiring people is extremely hard. So if you lose someone, you're probably losing 18 months of productivity. So you've got two elements there. You've got the sort of younger people who are coming in, who are always the grass is a bit green on the other side, they're thinking about moving. And then you've got the older generation of people who, they're a different set of worries, because they've got health concerns for themselves, health concerns for their parents, and so there's a lot of stress on that particular part of your workforce, and you've got to start taking care of them. You've got to worry about them, because you can't afford to lose them, you can't afford them to not be as productive as possible, but they have got serious personal issues around family. And as the population is aging, that's the trend. We're going to have people working for us longer and older, and they're going to get health issues. They're going to have trouble coming to work because they don't feel well. They're going to be taking half days off, full days off. They're going to be coming in and saying, oh look, my mother's not well, I have to take her to the hospital, or my father's not well, I have to take him to the hospital. That's going to be a reality. So we've got to make sure we're taking care of those people as well, because they've got people that they're responsible for as well in their own family. So how flexible are we around the working conditions for our team here, our crew? We've got to think about that. And at the other end, with the younger people, that's really, this is a free agent era of the youth in Japan. It's never happened before. This is brand new. Young people coming in have got multiple choices of jobs they can take, and they are realizing now, hey, guess what? If I don't particularly like this job I've got now, I can go somewhere else. And of course, many of them have a very, starry-eyed view of work. And so when they join their companies and the actual day-to-day of work hits them, they're like, this is what I thought it was going to be like. This is not as glamorous as I thought. This is pretty boring. And actually, my boss isn't all that great either. And so they start to have this doubt about the decision they've made. And that's when they start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't be here. I should be somewhere else. And that grass over there, looking a lot greener than where it is here, maybe I'll go over there. Won't be any different over there, but they're too young to know that. The point is, though, if they walk out, you've just lost a lot of time, effort, and money to recruit people for your business. You can't afford that. So as the boss, you're running your business or you're running your section, take care of the people who are getting older, because a lot of pressure is coming onto them. You have to worry about them, make sure they're okay. But worry about keeping your young people, because that's not going to be any easier going forward. That is going to be really the retained part of our recruiting strategies is going to be absolutely critical for success. And then you've got to worry about the normal things in business, Have I got enough clients? Are we getting enough repeat business? Is the profitability there? Are we getting the balance between our expenditure? Have we got the fixed costs where they should be? Have we got enough cash flow? How are we tracking the cash flow? Is the tracking accurate? And then don't even get me started on marketing, right? There's another whole, Pandora's box right there on the marketing side of things and how much more difficult that is today. So we're having lots and lots of things to worry about in business. What do we do about it? Well, this is something we can think about. Often the worry is confusing us because we've got a lot of things running around our head, but we have very few solutions. Here's a couple of things to think about. Out of all those things that are worrying you, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? What is like the major catastrophe? Isolate that thing out. Be very clear about it. Isolate it out. This is the worst thing that can happen. Second thing is, expect it will happen. Don't be in denial. Expect it will happen. Say, okay, this is the worst possible thing that's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be a reality. Have to face it. Face it. This is going to happen. Having faced it now, say, okay, what can I do to minimize the impact of that worst possible scenario? It's going to happen. What can I do to minimize that impact on my business? And then start a plan on that, because often our worry is zooming around in our head. It's not really clear. We're not clear about it, but it's sort of like flying around. We're a bit hard to get clarity on it. Get clarity. Get clarity on what is the problem. Expect it's going to happen. What can I do to minimize the impact of that? And start on a plan for that. So all of that sort of, effervescent worry, you could actually get it down to a priority order of the really, really hard things that you're going to have to face. Expect they're going to happen. Don't say, oh, well, I'll be okay. Should be right. That's what we say in Australia. Should be right, mate. No, she won't be right, mate. Expect it will happen, and then, okay, what can I do to minimize the damage of that? What can I do to prepare? Have a plan. Have a plan ready to go. And then all of that effervescence will disappear, and you'll be very much more aligned with what you need to be doing to get yourself out of potential trouble in business in Japan, and how to get your worries to be really condensed, clarified, specified, and prioritized so you can work on them. Do that, and business will get a lot easier for you in Japan.